I'm sorry. I really don't mean to intrude, but it's just, well, I've spent the last 30 years of my life in a bit of a rut. You see, I've always enjoyed my own company, peace and solitude, quiet serenity, but, well, with that philosophy comes a very lonely life. But I don't mind it, because every Tuesday morning at precisely 8:15, I take a walk through the park, and I pass by an aged park bench. And on that bench, I see a beautiful woman feeding the birds. For 7 years, I passed by that bench, and every Tuesday morning I saw her there, singing along with the sparrows, laughing at the ones that flew by her, ignoring the breadcrumbs and birdseed she had to offer. I always wondered what would happen if I simply stopped for a moment to say hello, introduce myself. But I never seemed to be able to work up enough courage to do so. Well, a few weeks ago I came to the realization that I'm not going to be around for very much longer. So why shouldn't I be entitled to some happiness before I die? So a week ago Tuesday, I took a walk in the park again, ready to finally meet you after having admired you for all these years. And I brought you these flowers. They're daisies. A few years ago, I saw that you had pressed a daisy in between pages of a book of Emily Dickinson's poetry. She's always been a favorite of mine, too. But when I got to the bench that morning, you weren't there. Now, I don't know. Perhaps this means that I was never meant to know you. Perhaps I'll come back next Tuesday and you'll be there again, singing along with the birds and quoting Emily Dickinson like you always did. Or perhaps I'll never see you again. Perhaps next Tuesday, as I walk by your bench, I'll see birds fly by, and the sound of your laughter filling the air will be nothing more than a distant memory. But regardless, I must say that you have made the past 7 years more meaningful than the 64 that came before them. So, while I still have the courage summoned, I just wanted to say, hello. I'm Walter, and it's such a pleasure to finally meet you.
I found an old photo album the other day. Our prom picture was on the first page. It's funny. I almost don't recognize myself. The girl in this picture looks so young and confident. She looks so happy. I can still hear a song playing softly in the background as he's tugging me around and around, and it felt like it was lighter than air. I miss that feeling. He used to call me Jamie and tell me how beautiful I was every day. On my 18th birthday, you told me you loved me, and on graduation, you told me soon I'd be yours forever. Then you got down on one knee and asked me to run away with you, just the two of us. When I look back on that day, when I look at this picture, and I see a girl with hope in her eyes and dreams to chase after, I just wish I could tell her how big of a mistake she's making. I had dreams and a future, and I gave it all up. I was going to go to college, study abroad, and if everything worked out, I was going to become a doctor. Someone who could make a difference in this world. But instead, here I am, 15 years and 3 kids later, and my life is nothing more than soccer games, minivans, school lunches, and yet another load of dirty laundry. But now we have these 3 beautiful kids, and I love them with all my heart. It's just that sometimes I just wish that they weren't mine. God, I'm a monster. What kind of mother would say that about her own kids? Well, maybe I wouldn't be saying this if I wasn't doing this alone. Every day you get up and you go to work. Most days without a kiss goodbye. Then you come home. Most nights. And when you're not too tired to say goodnight to your kids, you're too drunk to remember they are your kids. The most intimate conversation we had in the past 5 years was you asking for another cup of coffee on Sunday morning. Well, would it kill you to get it for yourself? For once? Or at the very least, look over your newspaper to see your little Jamie is nothing more than a shell of a girl you married all those years ago. At 18. God, I was only 18. It's hard looking through lifeless eyes and knowing no one's there to meet my gaze. But I'm 33 now, and 33 is too young to be dead inside. I'm supposed to be in the prime of my life, but instead it feels like I'm in a home stretch and I'm running this race alone. So now I look at this picture and I wonder, how did it all get to be this way? How did this girl become so broken? And how did this sweet, caring, amazing guy become such a stranger to me? So, please, tell me, where is this man I married all those years ago? Because I miss him more than words can say. I've been searching for an explanation for so long, but now I'm lost. Oh, and by the way, honey, don't worry about forgetting another anniversary. I wish I could forget too.
We got your letter today. The whole family sat around the dinner tables as we read it. I mean, it's good to hear from you. It's good to know that you're okay. It's good to know that you're alive. We left the room the way you wanted it. Your mother wouldn't let me turn it into an office because, well, you said you'd be back soon. You have no idea how much those words helped her let go of you the day you left. You're off to war. I should be proud. I am proud. I have the utmost respect for you. But it kills me, the fact that you're off in some foreign country and some stranger is looking at you over the barrel of a gun. So read this. I remember when you were 6. You were learning how to ride a bike. We had you up, and then my hand was on the back of the seat. I was pushing you along, and you looked up at me and you said, "It's okay, Dad. You can let go." And so I did. And as I let go, I watched you ride farther and farther away from me. And then it happened. You fell. And you came back to me running with tears welling in your eyes, and you looked up at me and you said, "Daddy, make it better." So I did. Tried. After that moment, you came up to me through skin knees, broken bones, and hell, even broken hearts. And I told you the same thing every single time. It would get better. And I knew it would because you were strong and because you could. But who's going to make it better for me? Knowing every day that letters like this could be your last. That the hug that you gave me before you walked out that door could have been your last. I always remember the words that you said before you went out. You looked at me and your mother and you said, "Don't worry, I'll be home soon." So until that day, Here I am, waiting.
Wow, I can't believe it's been 10 years already. The day I graduated, I told myself I was going to leave this place and never look back. But here I am, talking to you of all people. I mean, hey, I don't mean to seem rude, but you and I were never exactly on the best of terms, and that's putting it lightly. I mean, you made my life a living hell for 4 years. What'd I ever do to you? That's all it took was me being ostracized and being, hey, my bad, sorry man, right? So that just applied to everything. It was just always my bad. All those pesky little flaws that kept me from fitting into your mold. That mold that determined who you deemed worthy of survival in the battlefield that is the hallways of high school. Well, who the hell made you king anyways? Where's this rule book that said that people like me didn't deserve some respect and some happiness and some sense of self-worth? Because as soon as anything, even remotely, began to build me up, just found some way to drag me back down. You know what? There are some choice words that I wanted to say to you. Thank you. You don't know how much you've done for me. If it wasn't for your constant abuse, maybe I would have gone to a football game or a party and made a bunch of shitty decisions. But then I wouldn't have gotten the 4.0 GPA. I wouldn't have gotten a full ride to Notre Dame. And sure, I don't have a Letterman jacket in some box in my attic. But to this day, I still have the speech I gave on graduation, framed above my desk. Who cares if I didn't date the head cheerleader? As I have a beautiful life now. She doesn't care that I wasn't the prom king, or yeah, I led the debate team to state 2 years in a row. She loves me for who I am, because I am tired of pretending to be someone I'm not, just to avoid getting shoved into some locker. Now we have a son. He's only a couple months old. He doesn't know how cruel the world can be. He just sees light. He doesn't see the clouds and the darkness they bring with them. He just sees the silver lining. And I'm going to do everything I can to protect that. I'm going to point out people like you. I'm going to tell him how terrible you made me feel. The rumors you would spread and the names you'd call me and the dreams that you tried to kill. But then I'm going to tell him how it made me stronger. How if you didn't push me to have the need to achieve, I would be nowhere near where I am today. And he's going to go far. Because people like us, we get the last laugh.
And all I wanted to say was, hello.
I'm lost.
I'm waiting.
Thank you.